Okay, some thoughts. So, what is Nietzsche trying to overcome uh, with his aphorism number 341? Well, I would posit that he's trying to overcome the discourse and the tradition of the parable of the cave. So, why, or specifically, what is he trying to overcome? Well, the traditional reading of the parable of the cave. Again, I emphasize traditional. I see it as one possible interpretation. I see the parable of the cave as being much more, having much more sort of infinite plasticity to it, that it can be uh, seen in a number of different lights, which generally are not specified in tradition. But anyway, the usual reading of the parable of the cave is that it is a parable of enlightenment or education. One is born in the cave, one is born in a cave, in a type of prison, in an animalistic type form. Uh, so one's humanity is basically being repressed. Okay, it's not being acknowledged, or there's not a positive sense of our humanness, right? So we're born in a prison, so to speak, in a cave. Um, our backs are to the sun which represents enlightenment. Enlightenment on many different levels is far away, and we never glimpse it. Uh, we can get out of the cave, right? How we get out of the cave is interesting, right? But basically, the Platonic Socratic idea is that we have an innate rational moral nature, which when accessed, which when properly stimulated through education, through mentoring, through guardianship, can uh, allow us to rise above our imprisoned beginnings in the cave. And most people see the ascent out of the cave, the struggle out of the cave, as being the struggle of learning, the struggle of education, as defined um, through the humanistic education system or education modalities of science, math, history, logic, grammar, right? These are all sort of rational, moral, discursive applications of learning. So that's how you get out of the cave. And what is, if you're using that to get out of the cave, then what does the cave represent? Well, usually the cave is understood as representing the mythic, tribal, traditional, religious world of humanity, which is somewhat unenlightened.